Good morning. I'm always in the direct sunlight, but I just think that it's good for my skin. Just kidding. So, first of all, happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a little lobsterish yesterday, which was by complete accident. So I'm babying it bad today. But are you building a brick wall in your life? And what this is focused on today is more your relationship. And again, if you guys have been following my journey, you know that my relationship with my husband has been broken and has been toxic for, I'm probably going to say the good last year was really bad, but probably for a good 2 years. And I knew just about probably 2 months ago that I had to make some big changes. And maybe even 3 months ago is when I started to realize, but I was still seeking a way out, knowing that I wanted to change. But I want to tell you guys, when you're caught in a storm or when you're caught in a cycle, you don't see the big picture. So I'm going to give you a past experience. Before I met my husband, right? Let's see, I was a freshman in college. I met this guy and we became friends. He was younger than me and we just built this strong relationship, and it turned into a relationship, and we started dating, and 7 years later we were engaged. And in 6 years I decided to pack up and quit everything I was doing and move off with him. Was I 100% happy? No. But the idea of what was coming in my life was more exciting than my current feelings and how I felt. And at a young age, you don't take that into perspective. So I gave up everything. Well, year 7, it ended badly. I found out he was cheating on me, and I was 12 hours away from my family. And so I had given up everything, and I had nothing. And when I came home, it was probably the hardest journey, not ever, but it was a hard journey. I was depressed, I was lonely, I was heartbroken. But as I began to heal, I began to see that, God blessed me for this happening because I wasn't happy. It was a toxic relationship, and I was striving for something that wasn't there. And so now how this turns into what I'm getting ready to talk with you now is my husband and I to begin together 7 years. We've only been married 3, but we've been together 7. And it hasn't always been pretty. As you know, every relationship has its ups and downs, and it's a matter of how you handle it, and what you deal with is how it turns out. So my husband and I haven't dealt with things the right way. We've dealt with how we wanted to and how we have felt and how we have thought that would fix us or fix the situation, and it doesn't work that way. So just within the last 2 months, a lot of secrets have come out between my husband and I, and those secrets, what I have figured out is that they were building a brick wall. They was building a brick wall between my husband and I. And so a secret that I've been keeping from the first 7 years I was telling you guys about, from when I was a freshman in college on, still bothered me, still hindered me. And I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, and I didn't want to share it even with my husband. Well, what I have figured out is that was building this brick wall and causing a lot of turmoil in our relationship, causing a lot of bitterness, causing a lot of not being able to connect and really fully communicate and fully know each other. So in turn, with all this bitterness building up, my husband wasn't fully sharing, and he had secrets. So if you guys can understand that when you start these secrets, they stay secrets, but they also affect your heart. They affect how you feel. And as much as you want something to work and want something to heal, it's not going to if you still have these secrets. As hard as it was for me to share my secret, it was a relief. It was like a weight off my shoulders. It was, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. It was hard to share, I'm not going to lie. And this is just a side note. If you guys have seen my free 5-day challenge I'm doing June 5th, I share a part of that in there. I share a lot of my insiders I'm going to be sharing in there because I really want people to see the inside of things and know that everybody has faults. Everybody has mistakes. It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I want to openly just share with anybody and everybody. But those who put their trust in me, to better their lives, I'm putting my trust in them to share something so that they can see that there is hope at the end of the rope. But in the time that my husband and I have started communicating about these secrets and talking more about them and sharing them, I'm telling you guys, our relationship is starting to grow stronger. It's starting to get thicker. It's starting to know that we can share anything and know that we're going to support each other and back each other 100%. It's almost like somebody flipped the light switch. And I can't tell you that that's going to happen for you right away, that it's going to change your life right away. But when you get to that point where you've had enough, you're backed in the corner and you're pissed off, that light switch is flipped, and it's like anything can happen. And my husband even said to me probably about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, he said, and this was his exact words from my husband's mouth, he said, Tommy, I don't get it. I don't understand how you have just flipped a switch, how you have done like a 360 on our this complete, and are, that's not a right word, but and are this complete different person. Well, when you finally hit a point where you're just fed up, you do what you have to do. It's not easy and it's not always pleasant, but you start to make those changes. So if you guys are carrying a secret or a burden or something, and if you're single and you don't have a spouse, but you're carrying it for somebody else, just know, as hard as it is to tell that truth and to talk about it with somebody, it's also very freeing, very liberating, and it's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders to know that you no longer have to carry that alone and that you can share it with somebody. And I will tell you this also, God was waiting on me to share that with my husband. He and it's not like I was seeking, reward or seeking successes from God for this, but I could, every day it was just in the back of my head, and I kept telling myself, God, if you would just grant me this one pass, when I hit this point, I'll tell my husband, or when I hit this mark, I'll tell my husband. And he brought a lot of things forth so that I felt like I had to tell my husband. I had no way out. And I'm not going to lie to you. My husband told me, Tommy, I don't know if I can move forward past this. I don't know if I can move forward in our marriage and not file for a divorce. And this is my perspective. I'm sitting here thinking, here I've shared this secret that I've kept for years, thinking that if I did tell you, it would go to divorce. And here I am telling you, and now you're telling me that there's a potential for divorce. So just have that faith in God that no matter how bad you think it is, or how embarrassed or ashamed you are of it, that if you have faith in God, and in the Bible it says as tiny as a mustard seed, He will pull you through. My husband and I have a long way to go for healing, and long way to go with a lot of other things around our marriage. But I'm telling you guys, just in the last month, it's been a night and day difference. And there's so much more communication. There's so much more joy, and there's so much more happiness. And we express it towards each other. And it's all because we were carrying these secrets that we thought we were trying to protect each other. But in turn, it was hurting each other and hurting ourselves and creating this own anger and bitterness in our hearts. And in turn, you guys, this affects your health. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with your page and your business? But it has a ton to do with it, because when you carry all this weight and all this burden, you don't feel good. You don't want to work out. You don't want to eat healthy. And then when you eat bad and you're not working out, it all just piles on. So something I've hated to do, this is just an example. I hate running, but I've been running more and more since I've been talking about this and sharing this and communicating more with my husband, because I feel free. I feel light. I feel happier. And so all those things that you think aren't possible and are negative and are just keeping you in this cycle, it's so freeing. I can't tell you enough. And I'm not telling you this to go do it today, because you have to be ready. You have to be ready to share something that you feel is so dark and so hurtful and so shameful. You have to be ready, and know that, when you do share it with your spouse, or maybe it's your parents, or maybe it's your sister, or maybe it's your best friend, there's going to be, and it has, especially if it has to involve them, there's going to be some hurt there. There's going to be some anguish, but just work through it and have that faith in God and prayer. And it's amazing how much better you feel on the backside of it. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope that this helps somebody. I had a complete different talk for you guys this morning, but on my drive, God kind of opened this door. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a fabulous Memorial Day. Thanks. Bye.